Hey friends, we are back talking about Halo Combat Evolved. With a remake coming soon, there's going to be all kinds of new weapons added to the game. But today, we are going to rank every weapon from the original game. We're going to focus on campaign here. We're not going to talk about multiplayer. That said, most of this would actually hold up in multiplayer, but multiplayer is a little bit different, especially in the anniversary mode, considering that they added stuff in the multiplayer when Gearbox did the port. Alright, so we are going to jump right into it with the worst weapon. There are only 8 weapons in the game, but at number 8 is the Needler. Now, I know, the Needler is an all-time classic. It has a really cool ability with the Super Combine. You get enough needles in somebody, they blow up. The design is sweet. It's got like the blue needles. It's the only game that has the blue needles. But unfortunately, in this game, the needles are so slow. I mean, it's good for you when you're the player, right? They're coming at you. You can see them coming a mile away. It's not a problem. When you're using this weapon, the needles just move way too slow. I mean, you gotta get in close to even make it happen. It takes a lot of needles to get the Super Combine, and it's kind of delayed. It's honestly just the worst option. There's not a lot of weapons in this game, but this one is the worst option. And honestly, it's just as bad against the Flood. I will give it points. The design is sweet. I do like the old school stuff, but other than that, the Needler is probably the worst weapon in the game. Alright, if I didn't get enough of hate for that, then let's go on to the rocket launcher. Now, if we were just talking about raw power, potential to kill in this game, the rocket launcher is great. But in this game, and really most Halo games in the campaigns, but in this game in particular, it's just not practical. When you're carrying it through a level, it's really not useful, unless you have something very specific that you're going to use it for. And sometimes it's stationed right before you need it, right? Sometimes it's, hey, pick this up, go kill a couple hunters. Pick this up, go blow up a couple vehicles. But other than that specific scenario, you drop this thing immediately. It's overkill on most enemies. Rarely in some of these levels are you going to have the opportunity to blow up 5 grunts and an elite with 1 rocket shot. There's no lock-on for vehicles, which I don't really think is a bad thing, but later games have that, and so it's less useful than the later campaign games. The rockets are just not very useful in this game. Also considering when you have other weapons that are really, really good at taking down all the vehicles, and the hunters can get one shot by a pistol, the rocket launchers are even more worthless. Unfortunately, this is just not worth carrying around in the game. It's not bad, it's great, it murders people so well, but yeah, unfortunately, it's number 7. Alright, more hate coming this way. The next is the assault rifle. Now, the assault rifle is iconic. It's the chief weapon, right? They had to bring it back for Halo 3 after it was gone in Halo 2. It's just beautiful. Now, that said, the original AR is, besides being iconic, it is not very good. That doesn't mean it doesn't kill. Honestly, from this point onwards, all the guns are good. From the rocket launcher onwards, all the guns are good. But this kind of acts more like the SMG from the later games. The spread is everywhere, and while it will get kills, it kind of forces you to get in close. If you want to kill a jackal, you gotta get in close, or you just gotta keep spraying. It'll mow down grunts, but same thing with elites. You got the energy shield, you gotta get in close, you gotta rinse that shield down. And it's good, it's fun, but it doesn't hold up. The higher difficulty you go, the worse it gets. The weapon is not that great against the Flood either. They kind of just eat the bullets. It's not bad, but really, anything after this on the list is just worth picking up over the assault rifle in pretty much any level. Alright, maybe some people would disagree, this one should be higher, but plasma pistol is going to be at number 5. The plasma weapons between this and the rifle are basically the same in this game, with the only minor difference: the plasma rifle is automatic, it's got a little bit faster fire rate, and the plasma pistol, of course, semi-automatic with the overcharge. Now, in this game in particular, they basically are the same in terms of like power, strength. The plasma rifle I find to be a little bit more effective, obviously above number 5 on the list. Of course, the plasma pistol with the overcharge is great, and it's great against sentinels, but they're only in a couple levels, they're not that hard anyways. But the overcharge is slow. You lock onto an elite, you send that overcharge, and most likely he's going to roll out of the way, which means you got to get in close to make it effective. Also, the overcharge in this game does not EMP vehicles, so it's really only useful against shielded enemies or just mowing down some light infantry. I truthfully would pick the plasma rifle over this. Both of them are okay against the Flood, but the plasma rifle I think is just far more effective, far more useful in this game, especially with the overcharge just not being that good for this game in particular. Alright, short and sweet, number 4 is the plasma rifle. Honestly, these two were going to be back-to-back. The plasma rifle is basically the same gun, with a little bit different features, but I think it just plays better. It shoots faster, the rounds get there quicker, or the plas charges, or whatever you want to call them. They drop grunts, they drop elites. In my opinion, it's just a better weapon, and they're both equally effective against energy shields. And the plasma rifle is great against the flood, too. You can just mow down some of the actual units, not just the popcorn flood. You can mow down the units with the plasma rifle, and they'll go down pretty quick as opposed to the assault rifle. So, plasma rifle, number 4, it's a little bit better than the plasma pistol. Alright, moving up to number 3, which is kind of weird. There's only so many guns in this game, but it's going to be the sniper. This is one of 2 precision weapons in the game, but of course this is a power weapon, so it's not quite the same as other Halo games. You know, it's not the same as comparing this to the pistol in this game, or the battle rifle, or DMR of the other games. But this gun as a weapon is very effective against the Covenant. It's okay against the Flood. I wouldn't recommend it, especially because the Flood, their whole tactic is rushing you most of the time. Sniper being long range doesn't make it very effective in that situation. But the sniper you get to use a lot in this game, and it can drop pretty much anybody from anywhere. It'll one-shot any of the smaller infantry, the jackals, the grunts. You're going to one-shot a hunter if you can get it in the orange. Elites go down in 1 or 2 shots, depending on if you headshot and difficulty. And usually there's plenty of ammo. There's plenty of ammo when it's even regular, but especially on like Truth and Reconciliation, when they drop you in with 64 rounds. The sniper is just very effective in this game. It's very good. It is, again, primarily long range, so it kind of makes it a little worse against the Flood. I don't typically pick it up on the Flood levels, unless I very briefly use it, drop it, and swap it later after I've done my 2 seconds of sniping. Alright, maybe a little overrated, but I love the shotgun in the original Halo Combat Evolved. It is my favorite weapon to use in the game personally, which sucks because it's only introduced in the second half of the game. Of course, the shotgun is iconic for fighting the Flood, which is why it was introduced in 343 Guilty Spark, the same level where the Flood was introduced. But honestly, it's equally as good at killing Covenant. Like, they go down really fast, close quarters, it can chew through shields. You got the 12 rounds for this gun. So every level, there's ammo everywhere. Also because every level there's Flood, and they like to give the Flood the shotgun, because they know that you're probably going to pick it up. But yeah, I use the shotgun pretty much every level the second half of the campaign. I can't wait to get it every time. It's got that iconic, like the original blue sights, as opposed to the green in the later games, which is fine. I know the remake's changing it to green. I like both. But yeah, the shotgun, I mean, maybe it's overrated, but I love the shotgun. It's my personal favorite. But I'm not unaware of the number 1, which was obvious to everybody. At number 1 was going to be the pistol. You knew it, I knew it. I mean, really, what is there to say? This thing drops enemies everywhere. It has a nice long range you can scope in with. It is the only precision weapon that is not a power weapon in this game. Precision weapons in Halo means if the enemy doesn't have shields, you can headshot and it'll kill from anywhere. So, jackals, get the headshot, they're down. And it's a precision weapon, so you can specifically target their hand, then get the headshot, they're done. Grunts, easy. You spend a couple shots draining the shields of the elite, and then boom, they're down. It also drops hunters in 1 bullet for whatever reason, because why wouldn't it? Also, vehicle levels, not a problem. This thing will just chew through banshees and ghosts, and it will take a little bit longer on wraiths, but at that point, like, why not? I know we're not really talking about multiplayer in this video either, but pretty much if you have a pistol, there's no point using any other weapon in multiplayer. You could argue picking up a power weapon would be nice, but honestly, the pistol's better in most scenarios. So, of course, pistol at number 1. Did anybody think otherwise? But this was my ranking of the weapons from Halo 1. Of course, the remake is going to introduce so many more we've already confirmed in the trailers. If you want to look at those trailers, you can actually go back to a couple videos from now, where we dove into those trailers and kind of broke it down. We saw the energy sword, fuel rod, needle rifle, the spiker. There's so many weapons coming to this game in the remake, but the original one only had 8 weapons, which is kind of weird. There were other weapons that were just not usable in this game. The fuel rod and the energy sword were there, but unless you're playing on PC and modding those in, you don't really get to use those weapons in the campaign for Halo Combat Evolved. So 8 weapons. Of course, we didn't talk about grenades or vehicles. We're not going to worry about that in this. Let me know in the comments, did you agree, did you disagree, what would you rank these weapons as? Because I'm curious if other people don't actually think the pistol is number one. I know they're wrong, but, you know, let me know if you think otherwise. If you want to see more things Halo Combat Evolved or Halo Campaign Evolved, we're going to be talking about it all summer, so please subscribe, comment, do those things. Really appreciate it. Thank you for watching this far, and I hope to see you in another video.